The Catholic Church were, for all intents and purposes, a branch of the Spanish government. They were focused on conversion of the indigenous people in the area, along with purges of anyone who were unwilling, in the tradition of the Spanish Inquisition, which at that time was still ongoing. Still, this was in many ways an improvement over what had come before in terms of violence and dehumanization by the likes of Cortes and Columbus. Bartolome de Casas famously wrote of the atrocities inflicted on indigenous people by saying, quote, "The reason the Christians have murdered on such a vast scale and killed anyone and everyone in their way is purely and simply greed. Their insatiable greed and overweening ambition knows no bounds. The land is fertile and rich, the inhabitants simple, forbearing, and submissive. The Spaniards have shown not the slightest consideration for these people, treating them, and I speak from first-hand experience having been there from the outset, not as brute animals. Indeed, I would to God that they had done and shown them the consideration they afford their animals, so much as piles of dung in the middle of the road. They have had as little concern for their souls as for their bodies. All the millions that perished having gone to their deaths with no knowledge of God and without the benefit of the sacraments. One fact in all of this is widely known and beyond dispute, for even the tyrannical murderers themselves acknowledge the truth of it. The indigenous people never did the Europeans any harm whatever. On the contrary, they believed them to have descended from the heavens, at least until they and their fellow citizens had tasted, at the hands of these oppressors, a diet of robbery, murder, violence, and all other manners of trial and tribulations. History is awkward.